Reading a tape measure is easier than you think, and today I'm going to be showing you how. Welcome back to my channel. So I decided to draw out what a typical tape measure would look like. I decided to draw that out on a book, and I made it bigger so it is easier for us to learn how to read all of the lines properly. So you see, this is your 1, your 2, and these are the tiny little lines in between, and that's what I have on my book right there. So if you notice well, you will see that the second line is quite longer than the very first one. The third little line is the same length as the first one, while the fourth one is even longer than the second. So that's how we have it till we get to 1 inch. So I'm going to be explaining each of this line one after the other. So for the very first short little line, that line in fraction is 1/8. I'm going to be explaining it in a moment. It is 1/8. And why is it 1/8? Because if you're going to count all of the lines in between before you get to 1 inch, it is 8. All those lines are 8. So it just makes sense that the very first one is 1/8. Now the second line obviously will be 2/8. Are you getting it now? It is just as simple as that. Now the third line is going to be 3/8. Then the fourth obviously is going to be 4/8. Now the fifth line will be 5/8. The sixth 6/8. The seventh line is 7/8. Now hold on, the last one, which is the 1 inch line, is 8/8, and we all know 8 divided by 8 will give us one whole number. So all of these little lines are in fraction, and the whole number is 1, which is 1 inch. Now how do we convert this fraction to decimal? Using your calculator, 1 divided by 8 will give us 0.125. Now that is for the first little line. Now moving on to the second line, as you see that one, we can see that 2 divided by 4, they have a common factor, which is 2. So I'm going to be dividing it even further to make it 1/4. Are you getting me now? So that's why I'm writing it right there on my book, that I divided by 2. Now 1/4 in decimal is going to be giving us 0.25. You can also divide with your calculator as we go. Now moving on to the third little line, which is 3/8 in fraction. The decimal is 0.375. Now to the fourth little line, which is 4/8. Of course, we know that 4/8 can still be divided further. So when I divided by 2, I have 2/4. Now 2/4 can still be divided further to make it 1/2. Now 1/2 in decimal is 0.5, and that's why that middle line is half, because we all know 0.5 is half. Yes, that one right there, that is a little bit longer than all of the rest. So it is 0.5 in decimal. Now 5/8 in decimal is going to give us 0.625. I hope we're getting it now. You can divide along with me as we go. Now 6/8 can still be further divided by 2 in fraction, which will give me 3/8. Now 3/4, sorry. Now 3/4 in decimal is 0.75. Now moving on to the last little line, which is 7/8. 7/8 in decimal is 0.875. And of course, our 8/8 is no longer in decimal. It is a whole number, and it is one whole number, which makes your 1 inch. So you might ask me, okay, so what about the little line after your 1 inch? That's 1/8. That's one whole number, 1/8 in fraction. but in decimal it is 1.125. Remember, in decimal our 1/8 line is 0.125. So when you add that to your 1 whole number, it gives you 1.125. Same thing applies with the next little line after your 2 inch. That's 2 whole number 1/8, or in decimal it is 2.125. So it is just as easy as that. Then the next line is 1 whole number 1/4. Remember, we already divided that 2/8, and in decimal it is 1.25. So same thing applies with the next line, the second line after 2 inches. I wrote it down in my book, and that's just how it goes. Now for the third line, it is 1 whole number 3/8, or 1.375. I couldn't write it in full because there was no space. Now you remember I told you that that middle line is half. So obviously that middle line is 1/2, or 1.5, which is still the same thing as 1.5 inch. So when you hear people say 1.5 inch, that is the line they are referring to. That is the measurement they are referring to. So let's say I want to read this point on my tape. That is 7. You can do it. 7/2/8. Yes, 7 whole number 2/8. And when you divide, the fraction is 7/1/4, or 7.25 in decimal. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope by now you can properly read your tape measure correctly. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.